People of Reddit, what are some of the guy code and girl code unwritten rules that you always follow? Upwards nod equals we're friends and I'm acknowledging you. Downwards nod equals I don't know you but I acknowledging you. If he drives you pay for parking. If another lady walks past and you notice a blood stain on the back of their pants skirt, tell them, but do it discreetly. Recently noticed a passenger had a spot on her pants. Wrote her a note and slipped it to her as I was collecting trash from the carriage. Half hour later, I see her again and she has a different change of pants on. She was super thankful. Guy code. Don't try to get with someone else's partner. Always give at least one space for urinals. Head nod. If somebody loans me money it's my job to remember to pay back, not theirs to collect. If you see a girl with her skirt tucked into her tights, tissue stuck to her shoe or lipstick on her teeth, tell her. Be generous with your closest friends. Buy them an occasional beer or their favorite soft drink without keeping score of whose turn it is to pay. Never steal a bro's large fry. When a girl says I won't tell anyone, what she really means is I won't tell anyone except my best friend. Source: girl. Treat your friend's girl as if she's a guy. If you hear anything about a girl having a thing for your bro, you tell him immediately. I don't care if you're in the jungle with no cell phone service. You walk back to the nearest cell phone tower and let him know so he can get laid. If someone offers to pay, you should ask them if they are sure. If they are, then it is rude to further reject what is supposed to be a kindness on their part. I got the bill. Are you sure? Yeah. Don't worry about it. Thank you. If your friends help you move, you are expected to A. Be packed already, and B. Provide pizza and beer. Guy code. Never try to get with a friend's past flame without explicit discussion and permission. Gas your friend up when their crush is present. Driver gets the aux cable until responsibility is delegated. Heart to hearts are for after 3 AM. You can have the last beer. You can have the last slice of pizza. You can't have both. If you sell a buddy a car, or anything of value, cheaper than normal because they are a friend, that friend must offer to sell it back to you before offering it to the general public. When your best friend dies, you have to delete his internet history. Common courtesy. My girlfriend was telling me last night that she always carries an extra pad or tampon because you'll never know when another woman may need one and not have one. She said it's an unwritten rule for women that even if you hate the person you will give them one if they need it. Got me thinking, what other unwritten rules have I not heard of? Edit. Front page y'all. Last slice of pizza or last pop beer always goes to who paid for it. If you all chipped in, you don't have to ask, but you have to tell. And never take both in the same hangout. No matter what the earlier rules say, never mess with the music in another person's car. Don't care how crap you think their taste is. If you know someone else had a regrettable hookup, no you don't. Not even if you fall out and become enemies. You don't remember. Girl code. If something is fixable within 5 minutes, makeup, something stuck in teeth, small things on appearance, you tell her and help her if needed. If it isn't fixable on the spot, you keep your mouth shut and especially don't point it out to others. Edit. Thanks for the gold. No, haven't seen him at the pub. At least 2 pats on the back when hugging another guy. Urinal. D in hand. Don't talk to me, man. If their bedroom door open, be careful to sound your approach before popping in. Never know what he is up to. If a guy needs a tampon, you give it to him. No questions asked. Unless you are asked and willing to provide further details. Keep remarks about the time you spent with someone vague and borderline childish. Example, you've spent a night with your GF. You did everything from oral, to new positions, to using some of her toys. Your description and summation of all these events can be stated as I got some. Bros before hoes, but not before wives. Sure, it sucks when a buddy has to stay home for a weekend camping trip, but if his wife's sick and they have a 3-month-old, it's probably best that he keeps his family's interests above your own. Haha. You absolutely never share a glass of milk with another man. In his home, you always call another man's dog a good boy. Thou shalt never hold a bro's wingman duties against him. When you are chatting up a girl, I don't care how unattractive the friend he's flirting with is, or how bad his flirting technique is. When he's distracting the air defenses to give you a clear run at the target, you do not insult his flying. If you see another girl in an uncomfortable situation, you try to get her out of there or at least let her know that you got her back. I've done it for everyone. From my sister, to my friends' moms. One time at a school event, my best friend's mom somehow ended getting an unsolicited massage from another parent with boundary issues, and I quickly made an excuse up that I needed help at the concession stand. No one is too old or too young to do this. On the more light-hearted side, in my experience, when you hug another girl, you always try to slot the boobs by going slightly to the side so that you don't just mash your chests together and hurt someone. Edit. I think I made everyone's next hug a little weirder. To all the people who helped somebody else out when it was obvious they needed it. You guys are MVPs. Girl code. Whenever another girl asks how she looks, if you have something negative to point out, do it gently and follow up with at least one or more positive. Silence at the urinal. Man, I will not speak to you unless I require immediate medical attention and you appear to be a doctor. If possible, I will take a urinal at least one urinal away from anyone else, and select spacing to maximize the number of potential peers who needn't stand shoulder to shoulder. As a guy that lifts weights and has brought some of his other male and 2 female friends into the fold, you never, ever slander another person's weight on any lift. If your friend is 250 pounds and only benches 135, but is trying his ass off, then you never make a sound other than howling intense encouragement at them. The rule in my basement is, everything is heavy to somebody. As long as you're giving it your full ass, then the number is irrelevant. Guy code. If your drunk bro is about to cheat on his girlfriend, you must follow through with one intervention. If he says he doesn't care, you did your part and are free from any responsibility. I will wingman any man. I don't even have to know you. Hell, I'll wingman any woman too. If you are trying to make an impression on someone you think you'll hit it off with, call me. I love love and I'm always willing to help make it happen. See something. Compliment something. People who end a sentence with man, dude, or my personal favorite, brother are immediately trusted. It's like a secret handshake that says at the very least, we are not enemies. Lightly picking on each other is a sign of endearment, but you should always be trying to build each other up. Don't put someone else down just to make yourself feel better. Everyone wants to feel important and the center of attention sometimes. Don't bang someone that your friends are deeply invested in, even if it's not going to go anywhere. I wish I had friends who followed any of these. Your girlfriend wife's friends know about the length, girth and average time to completion. This is going to sound weird as a guy code thing, as it's actually a bro thing to do for women. If I happen to be walking somewhere at night, think grocery store parking lot, and I'm behind a woman, I always scuff my feet or something so that she doesn't get freaked out by a man popping out of nowhere. As a fast walker, I will usually also slow my pace so she doesn't think I'm trying to gain on her or anything. Women's lives are filled with these safety related mini panic attacks, and as a guy, I try to do my best to not cause them. Bro code. If a girl passes out at a party, you're not allowed to touch her. Make sure one of her lady friends knows ASAP. Preferable a relatively sober one. Have your boys back in an altercation fight argument. I'm not saying 100% of the time step up for them. Sometimes people do damn it and deserve the consequences. But if the need arises, you should have their back, even if it just means stepping up beside them to look intimidating. Guy code. When greeting someone and you're not sure if they're a hugger, always shake their hand first. It allows them to throw up the other arm for a hug if they're down for it. If a girl throws up or passes out from drinking, no guy will touch her, even if it means I have to glue myself to her for the rest of the night. If you have a tampon and someone says they need one, you hand it over, no exceptions. If a guy is imposing himself on a girl physically, you are obliged to rudely squeeze yourself between them and help her escape. Also, it's called bro code and ho code. When the circle is closing and my bro gets knocked, I will always run into the blue to retrieve him. Always. Don't date your friend's ex. Dude, if there's like 8 open urinals, don't take the one next to me. If I offer someone a beer or other alcoholic beverage and they turn it down, I never push it. Sometimes I don't want to drink and I hate being pressured. Never pressure a drink on someone. My personal rule is that I have a bat phone. If you call me on the bat phone and I gauge your problem to be serious, I am on my way. Doesn't matter if I'm at work or it's the dead of night, I will come. If your bro is telling tall tales to impress a woman, you back him up, no matter what. Yeah, he did jump into that whale. Never cross swords during a threesome. You never let your bro take home a girl who is sloppy drunk. He's absolutely allowed to be mad at you that night. But if he's still mad in the morning, that's not the type of friend you want to have. I believe in the law of matching drunk. If they are both super gone, like, hey, they'll pass out before they can duck drunk, then let them go at it. If he had 3 shots and she had 10, with 2 vodka sodas, an IPA, a whiskey sour, and that hunch punch Alan always brings, then he needs to find a more sober girl. Should a bro die in a weightlifting related accident, a bro will add at least 100 pounds to the bar before reporting the incident. Edit. Thank you for my first gold. I don't know what it does, but it looks pretty. If anyone needs a tampon, she shall get a tampon. It simply doesn't matter who. If you see someone in trouble, you will know her and you will get your friend from the creeper. I've done this a million times and the I didn't know you were here too. To a complete stranger being harassed by a creeper hasn't once been met with nothing but relief and instantly acting along. Also, sometimes we exchange looks when men do stuff. I have had that eye contact with women plus 50 years older than me with whom I don't speak a word of the same language. It's universal. The ultimate dating code. Take your age, divide it by 2 and add 7. This method gives you the minimum age you can date a guy or a girl. Works 100% of the time, 90% of the time. Tradesman. And I don't live much outside of work. These are things I've learned. Never ever disrespect a dude from work in front of his family. It doesn't matter if the 2 of you crawled through sludge oil, cussing like sailors and he just ducked up like a politician. If his wife and or kids are there, you mind your yes moms. Keep your eyes to yourself and treat him like a brother. If you need something changed or weren't sure and made the wrong call, you're allowed to change your mind. But you're not allowed to rewrite the past. I don't remember saying that. Wasn't me. I'd never do such a thing. Gaslighting bullet is not cool. If someone says they don't know how to do something, it's no longer their fault that it's done wrong. It becomes your job to make sure it's done right, and that they know how to do it. In return, you have their respect. I don't expect much else. Most other audit is just people's personalities. If their partner is cheating on them, I discovered that one of my acquaintance's husband was blatantly cheating on her and it was a common knowledge among his and her friend group. Everyone but the wife knew. I was shocked by her friends. I took her to a restroom and told her. She was crying and sobbing. I felt so bad, but ultimately, she deserved to know. Never admit to checking out someone's girlfriend's spouse. This just happened to me. My husband and I went on vacation with another couple. We all got drunk and husband's friend goes, damn quiet salad days has a nice ass. Wife, you could learn something from her. They laugh, but this is not something you say to 2 women in bathing suits. Jesus. Uncomfortable all around.